Another company that we are keeping our eye on this morning is NBC's parent company, Comcast. It's set to host the Olympics this summer in Tokyo, but there are reports those games could be disrupted because of the coronavirus outbreak. Dan Roberts joins us now. And Dan, lots of implications here, right? If these games were to be outright canceled. NBC has poured billions of dollars into the rights to these games. What do you know so far?
Well, there's a couple notes out today regarding numbers. So Comcast has actually already set a record for advertising sales for national TV ads that are going to run during the Olympics. It has sold $1.25 billion worth, 90% of the ad inventory it has. So you can imagine they're very concerned. Now, Brian Roberts has already come out and said, we have insurance that will protect us if the games are canceled. Although it's hard to believe there aren't a number of other kind of hidden costs associated with the Olympics and with being the broadcaster that would hit Comcast if it's really canceled. Now, in terms of whether it's canceled or not, originally Dick Pound, who is a member of the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, a week ago, came out and said that if it gets worse and if we have to talk cancellation, cancellation is the only thing that would happen. That is, it's very unlikely we would postpone it or hold it somewhere else. And his exact quote was, with something as big as the Olympics, you can't just say, let's do it in October. However, a week later, a few days ago, Tokyo officials came out and said something a little contradictory that said, well, technically our contract with the Olympics allows us to host it anytime in 2020. So now you are seeing some more headlines about maybe postponement, but I got to say, I'm very skeptical. I don't see how you postpone something like that. And also, if it's so bad come May that they have to decide to postpone the Summer Olympics, is it going to be that much better by fall that you can host them a few months later? So it seems like right now, either things are going to go off okay without a hitch, or they're going to get canceled.
Dan, if it is postponed or canceled, when they do eventually have it, does it make it more of a bigger event and Comcast wins even bigger?
That would be like a real bull case. I don't know. I mean, think of all the travel that's been booked already. I wrote a story last week about how the kind of agencies and companies and firms that book hotels and flights for people who want to go to the Olympics, and people who did that, booked those trips ages ago already, are already getting flooded with calls from those people saying, what's my refund policy? If it's canceled, do I get all my money back? Some of those are people who didn't choose the optional travel insurance. But of course now they want the insurance and they want a refund. So if you had already booked your trip and it gets canceled, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of costs involved. Think about how it affects the athletes who train in exact ways and prepare for it based on the time it's supposed to be. But I should also add, we are already seeing some early events canceled or postponed because of this. So just this week in Greece is the torch lighting ceremony, and various events and parties around the torch lighting ceremony have already been canceled. So it's not a good sign. You hope that this is all kind of overreaction and just kind of FUD, fear, uncertainty, distrust. You hope it doesn't get canceled. But there's a lot of
already
negativity.
We're seeing pro and college sports being affected. March Madness, are they thinking about doing that not in front of a crowd of people?
That's another thing where the headlines, I think, are a little stoking fear more than the reality. All that has happened there is that the National College Players Association has recommended to the NCAA that it consider and look into holding games in closed stadiums with no fans. It isn't the NCAA saying we're going to do this. Now, that said, you're right. We're already seeing some, European soccer games being held in closed stadiums. In Tokyo, in Japan, we've seen wrestling events, sumo events be held in closed arenas with no fans. And in the NBA, the league has officially told players, don't high-five fans for a while now. Maybe do a pound instead, and you shouldn't do autographs for the time being. So I think there's a lot of panic in the sports world.
You told me a new word, FUD.
Yep.
Never heard that.
Oh, yeah. Big in the crypto world.
Okay.
All right. To be continued. Thanks a lot, Dan Roberts.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.